Hi there, I'm AngellXLuci. Welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be showing you my photocard collection, so let's get started. First up today is going to be Itzy, which is the collection I have most photocards for, and I apologize in advance for the little bit of glare I have in my binder at the moment. I was trying to wait with filming this video until the light outside was nice enough that I wouldn't need to use artificial lighting. But it's been raining for like 3 weeks straight here in the Netherlands, so that didn't happen, and I did have to use artificial lighting, and that does cause a little bit of glare at the top of my binder, so I'm sorry about that. Itzy is first because I have the most photocards for that collection, or at least the highest percentage of completion for this collection, because I mean I may have like more Twice photocards, but Twice also has like 100 and something photocards per member out, so I may have more Twice photocards than I do Itzy photocards, but for Itzy I'm closer to completing my entire collection. So that's why I chose to do them first. And for the earlier eras I'm still missing quite a few photocards, but starting Checkmate I really do have almost everything. So Checkmate, Cheshire, those, I'm doing really well for those. Actually, I notice now I'm also doing pretty well for Guess Who. I need a lot less cards than I thought I did for that, apparently. So I'm doing pretty good on that as well. I don't know, it's just, in my opinion, the most fun group to collect and one of the easier groups to collect. So I think that's why my collection for them grows as fast as it does, in compared to other collections that really just don't grow quite as fast as Itzy's does. Simply because a lot of those groups are a lot more difficult to collect, especially the like lesser known groups, so Lightsum and NiziU for example, or the older groups like GOT7, 4 Minute, EXID. Those are really difficult to collect because there's not a lot of people that still collect them. And that's the same thing with like smaller or lesser known groups. Not a lot of people know them, so there aren't as many traders for that available in the community. But a lot of people know Itzy. Like I think Itzy is one of the best known girl groups in K-pop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they are one of the more popular ones. And because of that, they have a big fan base, and there is a big trading community for them, and because of that it's way easier to get trades for them than it is for anything else. Interestingly enough, I do quite often trade, for example, Lightsum photocards for an Itzy photocard. So I'll send out a Lightsum photocard and I'll receive an Itzy photocard, because apparently a lot of people just have random Itzy photocards lying around when they don't even collect Itzy. So that's interesting. But yeah, that's why my Itzy collection grows as fast as it does, and I'm honestly really hoping I'm going to finish my entire Itzy collection in 2024. So I hope you'll stay with me long enough to see that. For me, for collecting, this has been quite a year, to be honest, because this year was the year I first went to a non-concert related event for K-pop as well. It was like a trading selling market kind of thing, and it was so much fun to meet more people in real life. Like, I've been to a couple concerts before and I do love meeting people there as well, but when it comes to concerts, a lot of times I feel like people are kind of stressed out that day, or at least they seem that way to me. Or maybe I'm just stressed out before concerts. That's also a pretty good possibility. But going to that event, it felt so much calmer and happier and brighter, which is interesting because I didn't quite feel at home there, if that makes sense, because most collectors there only collected boy groups, and I collect mainly girl groups. Like I collect 3 boy groups and 7 girl groups. So I collect primarily girl groups. So it was definitely weird for me to be there, simply because I didn't fit in quite as well as most of the other people there did. But I still had so much fun meeting all of those people, even though we couldn't really trade much with each other, simply because we collect very different groups. But I did have a lot of fun there. And yeah, I just joined more of those kind of events this year. So for example, I also joined a Secret Santa. And I just love that so much. Like, I love meeting other people with these same hobbies, because I live in a city where there's not a lot of people that are into K-pop. Like, I know 2 people, I think, that live in the same city as I do, that are into K-pop, but they are like very casual into K-pop and really only listen to music and kind of think I'm crazy for collecting albums. So it's nice to meet people that don't think I'm crazy. And then, of course, I also started my YouTube channel this year, which is like, it's so much fun to do, and it's so weird to do at the same time, because I grew up watching other YouTubers like RCL Beauty 101. I know I watched when I was little. May Baby, I think she was called. Like, I watched a lot of YouTubers when I was growing up. And to now be doing the same thing as them is kind of weird, honestly. But doing YouTube is something I really enjoy doing, because it allows me to express myself, pretty much. But not in the way that I'm used to, because I have like a lot of, well, I want to say creative hobbies, but honestly, doing YouTube is also a creative thing. But I mean more like crafting hobbies or like drawing. I do a lot of that kind of stuff in my daily life. And YouTube is way more focused, or like making YouTube videos is way more focused on both technical abilities, like how well can I manage a social media platform, which is more of like a dealing with program things. But there's also like a whole section of like knowing how camera equipment works. Like, I'm currently still using only my phone to film, and some like voice recording. What is that called? A microphone. Thanks, brain. Forgot the word for microphone right there. But other than that, I don't use a whole lot of equipment. But I really want to know how some of that stuff works as well. So I do kind of hope I can get like actual filming cameras and stuff like that next year, because it does seem really cool to be using that kind of stuff. And it would also be a lot of fun to be able to create higher quality videos. So I hope I can do that. Okay, so next up is my Twice collection, and my Twice collection is probably the most chaotic out of all of my collections. Simply because, like, I'm going to just have only a couple random cards every here and there, and that's because Twice has so many cards to collect all at once that it's so overwhelming that I don't really, like, I never purchase cards for them. So all of the cards I have for Twice come from me trading. And people trade for random things for Twice, so that's why I have like a bunch of random cards every here and there. So it's going to look a little messy. I do also have a lot of Chaeyoung big inclusions, because I did join a group order for that like 2 years ago or something like that. So that's why I have a bunch of random big inclusions for her, even if I don't have the albums that come with those big inclusions, because I didn't buy the albums. I only bought a bunch of inclusions from a group order. But yeah, Twice is a lot to go through, but I don't have that many photo cards for them, I think. Or at least it doesn't feel like I have that many photo cards. But that's probably because there are so many photo cards to get for Twice. So I hope you still enjoy watching that, even though my collection is nowhere near complete. I did have to split it over 2 different binders, because I do want to have like placeholders up for everything that I want to collect. And that didn't fit in one binder, because Twice has that many albums out, even though I only collect 3 out of 9 members. And like, once I have these 3 members complete, I would really like to also collect a couple other members. Like I at some point want to collect OT9, but that's a that's definitely a big step to like, because Twice doesn't have like 10 photo cards per member like Lightsum has. Like Lightsum doesn't have that many photo cards per member. Twice has like like 100 and something. I think last time I checked it was 128 without pre-order benefits or something along those lines. So like with pre-order benefits it's going to be like 160 or something per member. And I do really like the like sets of 3 I have for Twice. So I would really like to, once I finish collecting these 3 members, collect 3 other members as well. And to kind of take steps like that, because collecting all 9 of them at once leads to having to collect like 100 photo cards per album, which is so much. And I know Twice includes way more photo cards in their albums than most other artists do, but it's still intimidating. And honestly, this is my second Twice binder, and honestly this is already almost full as well. Like, I'm not sure if I can fit another comeback in this one, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to move on to 3 Twice binders at some point in the near future. Because I do think they're going to be releasing another album soon. Or at least, like, teasers for something have been coming out. So, I don't know, I kind of hope it's an album, but I also hope it's not, because NMIXX and Itzy are also having comebacks next month, I believe. And I would like to, like, not have all artists I enjoy have comebacks at the exact same time, because that's overwhelming. But somehow they always do comebacks at the exact same time, which is a shame, honestly. Like, I only collect 10 artists, right? So theoretically, if all 10 artists just spread their stuff out nicely, we could just have like 1 comeback per month, and that would be awesome. And that would still leave me with 2 months in the year where nothing would happen, which would also be great, because that way I can catch up on collecting. But instead, we're going to have like 3 months of teasing things, not knowing when something will release, and then suddenly everything releasing all at once, preferably in the same week, so that no one is going to be able to catch up with everything. And, you know, I get that different companies can't always plan their stuff out, but it's always but it's also a surprising amount of times where it's like multiple JYP artists having their comeback really close to each other, which is a shame because JYP can plan that out. So that was just a casual little rant in between things. Don't mind that. Okay, so next up is my NiziU binder, and this binder actually contains multiple artists, but I'll go through that as we get to those. But first up is NiziU. I don't have a lot of photo cards for them, because NiziU is incredibly difficult to collect, as there are not a lot of collectors for that, or at least not here in Europe. I know there are more collectors in Japan, which makes sense because they had their debut in Japan before they had their debut in Korea. So it makes sense for them to be more popular in Japan, but they don't have a fan base here yet at all. Like, I know like 3 people in Europe that collect NiziU, and they collect the same members I do. So that's great. So that's why I don't have much for them, unfortunately. So after NiziU is HyunA, and this also contains all of her like her solo stuff, obviously, since it's HyunA, but it also contains stuff for the subunits she did. So that's HyunA and Dawn, and I want to collect Troublemaker at some point, but I don't think they have photo cards, and Triple H. And I also collect 4 Minutes, so the group she originally debuted in, or well, technically second group she debuted in, but that's complicated. So all of that is here as well. It's mainly a lot of fillers, because this is like an older group, and even HyunA's solos are most of them are kind of old. So it's difficult to collect again. Like, honestly, the majority of this binder is a nightmare to collect. And then the last thing that's in this binder is all of the stuff I have for groups I don't collect. And there is all kinds of stuff here, honestly. There's Kepler stuff, there's Dreamcatcher stuff, or at least one Dreamcatcher photocard. There's I Love You Once stuff. I don't even know all of these groups. I just have random photocards for some of them. Like, I don't even have albums for any of these. It's really just random photocards I own. And it's a mess. None of this is in the right order, probably. Like, I don't know the age order for any of these things. But it does make me really happy to have this, even though I don't really collect it. It used to have its own binder, but it kind of got too much to fit in that binder, so now it's in here. It escaped. So yeah, this is a mess, honestly. Like, everything is everywhere, and I don't even know what some of these things are. For a lot of these things, I don't even know what members are called. Yeah, it's really just a mess, but it makes me really happy to have this, even though it's so messy. Because it does allow me to see a little bit of some of the groups for who I usually do kind of like their music. Because for most of these, I do know at least one song. But I don't really have the time or energy to get really invested in that group. And it's nice to still have some things for those groups, even though I know I probably will never really get into them, and I most likely will never actually collect them. But it's still nice to have something like this, you know? Alright, so after my NiziU binder, we're moving on to my NMIXX binder. And this contains both NMIXX and Jinny's solo, even though I don't have photocards for that yet. But I do plan on getting those, and once I do get those, they will be in here as well. Simply because it sort of made sense to have them in here, because I do still collect Jinny for the old comebacks, where she was still in NMIXX. So it sort of made sense to still have her in this binder, even though she's no longer in this group. I may move her out once NMIXX gets a lot more comebacks and Jinny herself gets a lot more comebacks. But at that point, I think I'm also going to put Jinny's NMIXX cards with my Jinny collection. So just fully separate those two things. Because I feel like that makes a bit more sense than to just have random stuff in here. Which is also why I did the front the way I did, because Jinny is still very present in the front page for this binder, which I don't mind, because again, I'm planning on keeping Jinny in here as well for quite a while. So it makes sense for her to be there. So yeah, here you can see this last bit where I don't have any cards and only have placeholders in. That is where Jinny's stuff is going to go. And next up is my EXID binder, which also contains Lightsum somewhere. But it's going to start off with EXID. And I, again, don't have that many photocards for them, because they're an older group that's difficult to collect for. But you know, slow and steady wins the race, so it's okay if I don't have that many photocards yet. I'll get them eventually. You know, I would really like another EXID comeback at some point in the future, hopefully pretty soon. Even though I said I don't want too many comebacks happening at the same time. For them I don't mind, because I absolutely love them, and they don't really do comebacks anymore. They had X, their anniversary album, as a random thing that suddenly came out, and I absolutely love that, so I hope they're doing that again at some point. Okay, next up is Lightsum. You know, I think I'm doing pretty well on my Lightsum collection. I only recently decided to collect all members though. I used to only collect 3 members. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well on those. Don't mind the 2 white sets in vanilla. They are different press versions. I'm not crazy, I swear. Everything for Honey and Spice isn't here yet, by the way, so that's going to come at some point, but it's not here yet. Next up is GOT7. I am pretty sure this is the collection I have least photocards for, or at least like when counting progress, I have the least progress for. That's because this actually combines like two issues where it's both an older group and it's a group that I can't really find collectors for. Like not even in Korea, I also can't find collectors for them. Maybe everyone has just completed their GOT7 collection already. I don't know. If you do collect GOT7 or well, I mean, I'd love for you to contact me if you collect GOT7 because I'd love to be besties with you. But if you're dropping GOT7 or like have photocards for them, check out my Instagram if there's something you'd like to trade there, because I would love to trade with you, because I do want to finish my GOT7 collection. I just can't find a way to do that. So yeah, randomly plugging my Instagram for some reason. I'm sorry. But you know, while we're on that topic, might as well stay there. I do like my video stuff, so like collection videos and store photo cards with me, all of that kind of stuff I do on YouTube. But Instagram is the place where I post my trades and stuff like that. And more of the like handmade stuff I'm selling and that sort of thing. Because I do also do a lot of crafting things. So if you're interested in any of that, check out my Instagram. Because that's where I sell and trade those kind of things. So that may be interesting for you to check out at some point. And I also have a separate Instagram account where I do art, where I draw. So I'll link that as well. The difference is that my trading Instagram is simply called my user, so AngellXLuci. And my art Instagram, since it's focused around art, it's not called my name. It's called Kpop.artjourney. So I'll make sure to link both of those in the description. Yeah, GOT7 is really just a big binder with not that much stuff in it, because it's like mainly placeholders. And I do kind of hate that. I really want to get more stuff for them. Or at least for like the members I collect in GOT7. But you know, collecting GOT7 is a bit of a journey. Because it's like kind of after their glory period, to put it like that. Because they're all solo now, so I can't find people that collect their solo stuff. I can't find people that collect their older stuff or like sell their older stuff. Let's hope this binder looks better in my next collection video, shall we? So next up is my Stray Kids collection, and I have two binders for Stray Kids. One of them contains only my album stuff, and the other contains all of the non-album stuff. And I collect 3 members for Stray Kids, which are Hyunjin, Han, and Felix. So yeah. For the earlier eras, I have like nothing for them because those are expensive. Like for that, it's not even the problem that they're difficult to get. For that, the problem is that they're expensive. But I do get better at collecting them in like later eras. I don't actually know. Did I order their last album? What was their last album called? Was S-Class the last album for them? I don't think so, right? I think I forgot to order the... we'll figure that out. I may not have pre-ordered the Rockstar album. Is that out yet? No, that's probably not out yet, right? Let me Google. I'm going to pause this and Google. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So Rockstar is already out and I am an idiot. However, I may have actually pre-ordered that. We'll just have to see what arrives. I really should get better at keeping notes of what I've ordered. You know, sometimes I order things in the middle of the night and I forget to write down I ordered something, because the thing is, I remember ordering that album. I specifically remember that I did that. I just can't find who I ordered it from or like where I ordered it from. So let's all hope I did actually order it and it's just on its way. We'll find out in a couple months. It's funny because when comebacks are happening, as a fan, I have like one job, and that's pre-ordering the album. And you know what I forget to do an awful lot of times? You guessed it, pre-ordering the album. And I'm honestly both angry and disappointed in myself right now. Because like, come on, why didn't I write that down? Did I actually do that or not? Like, did I order it or did I not order it? Is this like a fake memory? Because my brain does that sometimes, where it will remember things that didn't happen. So did I not order it? Or did I order it and just not write it down anywhere? I really, really need to get more organized. It's also kind of funny how my binders look really pretty and really organized, and my brain is just a gigantic mess. And it's, you know, it's like that for everything. Like, I always seem like a well-organized person. I seem like I know what's going on. In reality, I have no clue what's going on, and I'd leave my head on the bus if it weren't attached. So, oh, one thing that does really pain me about this binder, by the way, that I do want to mention, I'm missing like 2 Daikon cards, which were supposed to just be in the set, and they weren't in the set, and I couldn't complain about it because I ordered it from someone else. So it's basically a second-hand product that I got. And then it was missing 2 cards, and they don't have the cards either, and the cards are just nowhere, and it hurts because I wanted to get them all. And no one is selling the cards separately, like they're all selling them as member sets. So if I want those 2 cards, it's like a Chan card and an Ayan card, I'm going to have to buy full member sets for both Chan and Ayan in order to just get those 2 cards I'm missing, and it sucks. And I hate that. That makes me really sad. I do love that I got the Hyunjin version, so I have the special photo cards for Hyunjin. I do love that, but I hate that I'm missing 2 photo cards. Alright, and last is Ateez, and Ateez is the group I have most binders for. However, not by far most photo cards, because I do have like, I have 3 Ateez binders, where one is Treasure and Fever, and one is The World, so like the newer comebacks, and one is non-album stuff. Because for Ateez I have a lot of random non-album stuff that I got for no reason in particular. But yeah, for Ateez I'm missing most of their earlier stuff. Like, I only have a bunch of random photo cards there. And then basically my collection starts at Fever Part 3, because that was the first comeback for Ateez I witnessed as an 18-y. So before that I didn't know them. I wasn't really a fan, like, I didn't know their music, so I wasn't a fan of them, because I couldn't have been a fan of them because I didn't know them. Makes sense, right? So yeah, I got to know them during Fever Part 3. So that's the first era for which I have a lot of photo cards. And after that, I think I did pretty decent at collecting them. I do still miss a lot of stuff for Outlaw. And that's because Outlaw came with way too many photo cards. Like, I lost count of how many photo cards there are for Outlaw. At that point, it's too many. So I'm not even sure if I did the setup for Outlaw right or not. Simply because it's so much stuff that I'm honestly confused about how many photo cards there are. And the funny thing is that not every template has the same amount of photo cards on it. So, you know, we'll figure it out one day, but not today. You know what I just realized? Within my entire collection, Ateez is the only group I'm doing member pages for. That's so weird. For everything else, I just collect enough members that I can put them, that I can put like 3 on a page. But Ateez is the only group I collect 2 members for. Huh, I never realized that before. I do think it looks pretty, actually. Like, I prefer the, like, 3 things that I do for literally everything else. But this also looks sort of pretty. It's very well possible that I'll end up just collecting another member. You know, we'll figure that out. Let's just finish Songhwa and Yeosang first, and after that I can always see if I want to collect someone else. Let's not start a random Sun collection, because like every comeback I have to fight the urge to buy a whole lot of Sun photo cards, because I do not collect him. I do not need those photo cards, but also I need those photo cards. Which is like, it's so stupid because I have so many other things I collect that I should finish first. Because I can't collect everything at the same time. But every comeback, my last 3 brain cells are just like, oh my god, I want Sun's photo cards. I want Sun's albums. I want his everything. Which is... yeah. Oh, and here are all my pre-order benefits. Ateez is the group I have most pre-order benefits for, actually, I think. Because I always join Ateez group orders from the same group order, and you know, ordering from them is so easy for me that it's easier to just get a lot of stuff for them than it is for any of the other groups I collect. Because for none of the other groups I collect, I have like a single standard group order manager I go to, which makes it much more difficult to keep track of what I ordered and what I didn't order. And since for Ateez I join almost everything from that one person, it's so much easier to keep track of what I'm doing that comeback. So that's why I have a lot of pre-order benefits for them. And that's probably also why I have so much miscellaneous stuff for them. Because I have an entire binder full of stuff, non-album stuff for them. Which is a lot compared to all of the other groups I collect. And that's again just because it's so much easier when you've found a single person that you can just join group orders from over and over and over. You don't have to figure everything out every single time again. So, you know, that person is great, and I love them. They are probably the main reason I have so many stuff though. Because I'm pretty sure the only things that are in this binder that I didn't order from them are the membership kits, because I ordered those myself. And, well, the concert stuff, obviously, because I went to the concert myself, so I didn't have to order that. I just bought that at a concert. And, oh, and, and the army of bromides. I have so many Ateez bromides, which is funny, because I don't even know what bromides are. Like, I can describe to you what they are, but I don't know anything about them. Like, I don't know what they come from. I've noticed that they are essentially like photos. So not photo cards, not really postcards either, but like postcard-sized photos. And apart from that, I know nothing about them. I have no clue what they are, or where they come from, or what their purpose is, but I have them, which is great. If someone does know what they are, please let me know. Because I would really like to know. But I can't really find it online either. Like, I can find bromide templates, so I do know they are a thing, and they are apparently something that people collect. And I have a lot of them. I just don't know what they are, basically. That sounds really dumb. I'm not as dumb as I seem, I promise. I do still, like, I feel so happy when I look at the concert stuff. It just takes me right back to the concert, and I absolutely love that. I spent way too much money that concert, but it was amazing. It was a lot of fun, and I love the stuff I got. I do kind of wish I also got Sun's stuff, but you know, we just talked about that. So that was my entire collection. Only things that aren't in here are the Itzy Kill My Doubt big inclusions, because I didn't have time to put those in my binder. They will be in the next collection video, which will be somewhere around June, probably. But I will have those in that, and you can see what I pulled in that video. But this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you again next year. Bye bye! Oh, and I almost forgot to wish you guys a Happy New Year. So, Happy New Year, guys. Please stay safe with fireworks and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope I'll see you again next year. Bye bye!